You know that feeling when you're listening to a guitarist, but you swear you're hearing a full band? Like drums, bass, and melody, all coming from just one person? Well, today we are diving deep and pulling apart the absolutely massive sound of Japanese fingerstyle legend Kotaro Oshio.
And honestly, that's not an exaggeration at all. Oshio's whole thing is this incredible mix of super fast melodies and these deep, booming percussive hits that he gets just from smacking the guitar's body. He really is a one-man orchestra. But that giant, stadium-filling sound, it's not just talent. It's a carefully, meticulously built system. So the big question is, how on earth does one guy with one wooden box make a sound that can go head-to-head with a full band? What's the secret sauce? All right, let's get into it piece by piece and really uncover the anatomy of his sound. Okay, so every amazing sound has to start with the right instrument. For Kotaro Oshio, that foundation, that starting point, is all built around one name, Greven. His longtime relationship with the American guitar maker John Greven is really where this legendary tone begins. But here's the thing, not all his Grevens are the same. See, for years, Oshio stuck to his original US-made Grevens for recording. In the studio, their super pure, detailed tone is just perfect for microphones. But for playing live night after night, that's a whole different beast. For that, he relies on his Greven Japan models, which are built tough and consistent for the road. To get specific, his main live guitars are the Oshio DC models. You've got the HR, which uses Honduras rosewood. That one gives him this really worn, rich sound that's just beautiful for his ballads. Then there's the BR model, which uses Brazilian rosewood. That wood is known for being super crisp and clear, which really helps his complex, fast melodies cut right through the mix. So yeah, different songs, different woods, different voices. So, having a great guitar is one thing, but getting that sound to an audience of thousands, that's a totally different challenge. The real technical heart of Oshio's sound isn't just the guitar itself, it's how he captures its voice. He uses something called a dual pickup system. Now, if that sounds super technical, don't worry. All it really means is that he has two little electronic microphones inside his guitar, and each one is listening for something completely different. The real magic kicks in when you start blending those two separate sounds. So here's his secret recipe. First up is a sunrise magnetic pickup right in the sound hole. You can think of this as his vocal mic, since it's just capturing the pure melodic tone of the strings. Then inside, there's a piezo pickup. This one is the drum mic. It picks up every single thump, tap, and hit on the guitar's body. And this part right here, this is the absolute key to everything. The fact that those two signals are split and sent out on totally independent paths before they even leave the guitar. Now, once those two signals are split, they don't just get shoved into a single amp. No way. They each go on their own separate journey, down two completely different roads, getting their own special flavor from a really complex chain of effects. Let's follow the path. The whole system is actually physically split. You've got Oshio on stage with some pedals at his feet, but then there's this huge rack of gear off stage that's being controlled by his sound engineer. This setup is brilliant because it lets Oshio just focus on playing while his technician is in the background, sculpting and perfecting the sound in real time. And just get a load of what's in that offstage rack. This is not messing around. This is serious high-end studio gear. We're talking a Rupert Neve Designs preamp for ultimate clarity, legendary delay and reverb units from TC Electronic and Lexicon. This is not your average pedal board, people. This is a full-on professional audio rig, and it's all dedicated to just one acoustic guitar. And they use all this gear with surgical precision. For example, in his iconic song, Together, the engineer adds this beautiful, shimmering chorus effect from an Eventide H9, but, and this is the cool part, it's only applied to the magnetic pickup signal, just the melody. The percussive signal stays completely dry and punchy. Right there, that's the power of the split system in action. You have total control over every little piece of the sound. Okay, we have the guitar, we have the pickups, and we have all the effects. But the final, and maybe the most critical ingredient, is how those two completely separate, processed signals are finally brought back together at the mixing desk. This is the point where the PA system itself becomes part of the instrument. And right here, this is where the whole puzzle clicks into place. At the mixing board, the engineer literally treats the two signals like two different members of the band. The piezo signal, the percussion, is treated just like a kick drum. They crank up the low end, add almost no reverb to keep it super tight and in your face. Meanwhile, the magnetic signal, the melody, gets treated completely differently. It's EQ'd for sparkle and clarity, and then it's just drenched in beautiful reverb to let it sing and fill the space. The attention to detail is just mind-blowing. On his faster, more aggressive songs, the high notes on the strings could get a little harsh, right? So they actually use a de-esser plugin, which is a tool that's normally used on a singer's voice to tame sharp S sounds. They use it on his guitar to smooth out any piercing frequencies without killing the energy of the performance. It's just incredible. So, let's put all those pieces back together. We've just deconstructed his entire sound, from the wood of the guitar all the way to the final signal blasting out of the speakers. It's not just a signal chain, it's a complete ecosystem, all designed to create this massive universe of sound. So when you boil it all down, his sound really stands on 4 pillars. First, you've got the right guitar, built for the job. Second, the dual pickup system, which is the heart of it all, separating the guitar into 2 distinct voices. Third, you've got dedicated high-end processing for each of those voices. And finally, the mix itself, where everything comes together not as one guitar, but as a full band. What this all teaches us, really, is that an artist's sound is a complete system. It's not just about the notes you play. It's about how you capture them, how you process them, and how you ultimately present them to the world. So the big takeaway here is a question for you. In whatever you do creatively, how can you think beyond just the instrument in your hands to build an entire system that creates your own unique voice?